a world where a child grows up with tears. A tiny child is looking for just a piece of happiness in a massive world around him. This child is Zezé. Maybe he's 5 years old, maybe even younger in the eyes of the world, but his heart is bigger than he can carry. Growing up in a poor family, Zezé's life is filled not only with poverty, but also with a lack of love and the harshness within his family. His father is unemployed. His mother works constantly and returns home exhausted every day. Even Zezé's older sister can no longer handle his mischievousness. These hardships in the family isolate Zezé, yet they also fuel his imagination. Zezé, using his pure childlike spirit, escapes from the lovelessness and neglect around him by retreating into his dream world. In the backyard, he finds a little orange tree, which becomes his closest friend. This tree is not just a tree for Zezé, it's a confidant to whom he whispers his secrets, shares his worries, and dreams with. Through this small tree, Zezé tries to forget his loneliness. His world is both magical and tragic, much like the fragile balance in a child's heart. This tree is his sanctuary, a symbol of strength and comfort in his difficult life. But Zezé's life is not only shaped by his dreams, it is also influenced by the people he encounters in the real world. This is where Portuga enters the story. Portuga becomes a figure of trust and affection in Zezé's life. When Zezé meets Portuga, he forms his first real friendship. Portuga, a wealthy man, approaches Zezé with patience, spends time with him, and teaches him what love is. To Zezé, Portuga is like a father figure, offering him warmth and understanding. However, one day, Zezé's world faces a major upheaval. As he tries to make sense of his small world, he is confronted with the loss of the thing closest to his heart, his orange tree. The news that the tree will be cut down causes an emotional earthquake within Zezé. It feels as though not just the tree, but his dreams, confidant, and childhood are being taken away. This event forces Zezé to grow up quickly, pushing him toward a deep sadness and maturity. The period of innocence in Zezé's life slowly begins to end, and the world becomes harsher. Zezé also loses his friendship with Portuga one day. Portuga's death becomes the second major tragedy in Zezé's life. When he loses this man who was his closest friend, Zezé feels that he has completely lost his childhood innocence. This loss marks one of the toughest turns in his journey to adulthood. He begins to realize just how cruel and unfair life can be. Portuga's death also signifies the extinguishing of the last source of light in Zezé's world. Perhaps the most heartbreaking moment is when Zezé realizes he is no longer a child. Saying goodbye to both the tree and Portuga marks the point where he loses his childish innocence and begins to see the world with more realistic eyes. Zezé is no longer a child. The harsh reality of life has replaced the magic of his fantasies. Neither the tree nor Portuga can protect him anymore. The real world has gone beyond dreams, pushing him into adulthood. Zezé's innocent world is felt throughout the story, thanks to José Mauro de Vasconcelos' masterful touch. The author tells Zezé's struggles, dreams, and hopes in such a way that the reader finds themselves immersed in his world. This inner journey of a child growing up under the tough socioeconomic conditions of Brazil is a universal story that touches the hearts of readers everywhere. Zezé's bond with the orange tree represents a child's search for love, trust, and meaning. And this search is the difficult, sorrowful, but inevitable journey of growing up. In the end, what Zezé learns is perhaps a truth everyone eventually discovers. Life is not always fair, but it is possible to continue without losing the love and dreams inside. My Sweet Orange Tree tells Zezé's story of innocence, hardship, and growth, leaving a lasting impact on readers of all ages. I hope this book has inspired you. Until we meet again in the next episode, stay enchanted by the magic of books. Don't forget to subscribe to keep learning and making new discoveries.